and dust we trust. These wannabe gangsters crumble at the sight. I stay unfazed.
Tough guys fold when they see one body drop. Father dust, been through scenes that made the reaper stop. Seen things in the fiction that will make your stomach rot. Fake gangsters turn to choir boys when it gets too hot. Dusty in the trenches where the weak ones never last. Psychological armor built from everything I pass. Can't get enough of what the struggle brings my way. Thirsty for the trauma that the bottom serves each day. These so-called tough guys front on every cornerstone, but I watch them hyperventilate at sight of blood and bone. In the fiction, Father Dust done catalog the worst. Fingers in the narrative to pit the acid curse. Baseball arithmetic when whoop me skull and dome. Switch recoil physics, aim on ankles, find a home. I dissected every horror with a scholar's steady gaze. While these gangsters posting captions in a performative haze. See the difference between witness and imagined pain. Fake tough guy never once stood in acid rain. Father Dust, the fictional archivist of dark. Studied every shadow till I memorized the mark. PTSD, my university degree. Trauma is the test that produced the real me. These cosplay criminals evaporate with real hits. Had to absorb the darkness and converted all the scripts. Tough guys fold when they see one body drop. Father Dust, been through scenes that made the reaper stop. Seen things in the fiction that will make your stomach rot. Fake gangsters turn to choir boys when it gets too hot. Dusty in the trenches where the weak ones never last. Psychological armor built from everything I pass. Can't get enough of what the struggle brings my way. Thirsty for the trauma that the bottom serves each day. There's a clinical detachment that the broken develop. When the mind is processed scenes that make the average man envelop himself in denial. Therapy and quiet shaking hands. Father Dust just added it to dreamism's plans. Hydrochloric dissolution is just chemistry applied. The fictional warlord studied physics as he thrived. In geometry, the mathematics of the dark. Every horror in the narrative just sharpened Dust's art. These Instagram assassins never held their nerve a day. One close call and suddenly they got nothing left to say. Dust been marinating in the worst that fiction brings. Left an empire on the bedrock of unspeakable things. Pay prison yard was just a warm-up for the mind. 3 years cataloging what most people run from blind. Came out with a Rolodex of darkness filing neat. Every trauma just another rhythm to the beat. Tough guys fold when they see one body drop. Father Dust been through scenes that made the reaper stop. Seen things in the fiction that will make your stomach rot. Fake gangsters turn to choir boys when it gets too hot. Dusty in the trenches where the weak ones never last. Psychological armor built from everything I pass. Can't get enough of what the struggle brings my way. Thirsty for the trauma, the bottom serves each day. Losing how the toughest voice goes silent in the room. When the fiction gets too vivid and the darkness starts to loom. Father Dust just leans in with a notepad and a pen. Documents the horror, then goes back and does it again. Thirst for what the average mind would classify as wrong. That's the fuel that built the dreamism all along. Can't get enough of what the struggle turns you to. Fake tough guys discover who they are when darkness breaks through. Switch mechanics fascinate the physics-minded man. Recoil trajectories from ankle up to scan. Blanket boys don't flinch because the bottom of this soul. Gangsters learned they toughness from a YouTube tutorial. Mental vulnerability, the science of the street. Father Dust converted every nightmare to a beat. Thirsty for the trauma like a scholar needs his books. Unfazed by what the average man can't bear to look.
They're coming. Lead the right side. Father Dust. Can't get enough. Lock. Thirsty. For a bison.